Ram Ram, welcome to the Wise Stories. I'm Yuvragi and here I am with yet another beautiful story on Shitla Mata. But before I tell you the story, let's quickly delve into what it really implies. Well, yesterday was shitlasaptami, which is the 7th day after Holi, and today is shitlashtami, the 8th day after the Holi. Both these days, many people observe a festival called shitlasaptami or shitlashtami. We also call it Baseda. Why Baseda? We eat basi food, which is food that is prepared a day before. What does it really imply scientifically? Well, from today onwards, the days are getting hot, and if we consume food that was prepared a day before, we are likely to fall sick because the food can get spoilt. So today is the last day when we would be consuming food that was prepared a day before, and from now onwards we must eat freshly prepared meals. So for those of you who are here for the science, there it is. It is good for our health because the weather is hot. We should not consume any more food that was from the previous day. Now the story. Well, the festival makes it even more charming, don't you think? A story thrown in with amazing food, some beautiful memories created with the family while we enjoy the food and the festival and the rituals. So I hope you're enjoying that with your family. Let's listen to the story of Shitla Mata. So once Shitla Mata thought, let me go to earth and find out how many people really worship me. So she reached Dungri village in Rajasthan. She took the form of an old woman and roamed around the entire village to see how many people really worshipped her. But she found no one was really worshipping her. She was quite upset, visibly so. While she was walking in the village, suddenly she felt a splash on her body, and it was hot, boiling water. Some lady was cooking rice in her house, and you know how we throw the extra starch away, the extra water when we boil rice. So that woman, without knowing that there was an old woman right below her house, threw the water off her balcony and it landed on the goddess. The entire skin started to burn. She had blisters all over her body and she was crying out in pain, help me, somebody help me. But there was no one who came to her help. So there was this woman who used to do pottery for a living. She would make earthen pots and sell them. So she was a kumharin or a potter. She saw the old woman and said, oh mother, you are so badly burnt. Why don't you come inside? Please sit. Let me get some cold water to calm your skin down. So she went and got earthen pots full of water. Well, this summer I would suggest you must try, if you haven't till now, to drink water from the earthen pots. It is amazing in taste and so refreshing and cooling. So this lady who used to make earthen pots for a living, the kumharan, went and got some pots and pots of cold water in her earthen pots and poured it on the goddess. And the goddess started to feel a little calm, and then she offered, let me put some turmeric and yogurt paste on your blisters. They will cool them down and you will feel much better. So she made a little thick paste of turmeric and yogurt and dahi, and she put it on the blisters of the goddess, and goddess was feeling much better. Then the lady was kind enough to offer her some food. She said, well, I'm very poor, but ma, I have some leftover rab from last night and some yogurt. Would you like to have some? So the goddess said yes, why not? And she got some rab and dahi for the goddess to eat. Well, what exactly is rab? Rab is a porridge that we make of bajra flour, a millet flour that we make in Rajasthan. It's very popular. It's cooked in chach and it tastes really amazing and can be eaten cold too. So she was offered the rab and the goddess enjoyed the rab. Then the lady said, ma, your hair is all disheveled. How about I comb your hair while you enjoy your meal? So the lady agreed, and the kumharin went and got a comb to comb the goddess's hair. So when she was combing the goddess's hair, she found so many lice in her hair, saying, oh ma, you have so many lice in your hair, let me remove them. So when she started to remove one lice at a time while combing her hair through, the goddess started to feel so light in her head. Well, I don't know about you, but as a child I did have a lice problem once or twice, and I was miserable. I hope you never get one. But the goddess had lice, and this lady was kind enough to remove them. While she was combing towards the back of her head, the back section of her head, suddenly she saw a third eye at the back of her head. She was petrified and she wanted to run away from there. But while she was about to run away, the goddess stopped her, saying, "Stop, my child, stop." And she came in her true form. In beautiful clothing, gold ornaments, and a gold crown. So the Kumharin was so sad. She said, "Oh goddess, oh Ma, I don't even have a proper place or an asan to seat you in my house. I'm so poor." So the goddess said, "No, my child." And she spotted a donkey, which the lady would use often to carry her earthen pots to sell in the market. So the goddess went and sat on that donkey. She said, like, "Here is my asan." And then she picked up the broom and started to sweep her house. So while she swept, the poverty was swept away, and the ailments and the diseases. So the goddess swept away all the diseases, the ailments, and the poverty of this Kumharan's house, put them in a dustpan and threw them out. She gave her some water to sprinkle on her house and said, "Sprinkle this water in your house, because tomorrow when the fire breaks out in the village, your house will stay unscathed. Nothing will happen to your house." So the woman did as she was told, and the goddess said, "I am so pleased with your service. Ask, what do you ask?" So the lady folded her hands and said, "Oh Ma, if you're so pleased with my service, I would request you to stay in my village. I would have your presence always in my village, and that would be the biggest blessing I could ever have." So the goddess was very impressed that the lady, the Kumharin, did not ask for anything for herself, but for the society, for her village. And she said, yes, that would be done. And she added, the Kumharin added, "And may I also say that whoever does your seva, puja, and offers you leftover of food prepared a day before, like I did, rab and dahi and turmeric and yogurt and anything that was prepared a day before, you would bless them with the same way like you swept my house of poverty, of ailments and diseases, you would also bless them with the same." So the goddess said, "Yes, of course." And the lady said, "Be it a child, lady, or a man, whoever consumes the food that is offered to you, the leftover meal that was offered to you, would be always have your blessings." So the goddess granted her wish, and she said, "Yes, from now on, whoever worships me either on the Saptami or the Ashtami after Holi, the day today, I would bless them with disease-free, ailment-free, prosperous, happy, cooling and calming life." So the goddess blessed her and disappeared. Next day, there was a bad fire that broke out in the village. The entire village burnt down except for the house of the Kumharin. So everybody went to the Kumharin's house and said, "Well, how come your house stayed unscathed? What happened?" So she said, "Well, it's because of the blessings of Shitla Mata that my house remained unscathed. If you wish for the same, and for the prosperity, and for your poverty and your diseases and ailments to go away, worship Goddess Shitla Mata on the 7th and the 8th day after Holi. Offer her food that was prepared a day before, offer her haldi, turmeric and yogurt, and you will have her blessing." So a year later, the entire village of Dungri worshipped the goddess, and there was a temple instated in the name of Shitla Mata in Dungri. So that temple still exists. It's really revered and sought after. People really believe that Shitla Mata is still there, blessing all her followers. Well, for those of you who don't know, there is one Shitla Mata temple right next to Gurgaon railway station. It always is amazing to visit and has a lovely ambience and a great calming feel to it. So if you are here, do visit. Until we meet again, Ram Ram.